Seconds out, delighted to be joined by Maredudd Thomas, challenging for the WBC Youth welterweight title on August the 11th against Sahir Iqbal. How you doing? You must be delighted with it's finally been rescheduled.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen on the 8th of May, so it got pushed back a bit. But yeah, buzzing to have it announced again. Feeling fit and can't wait to get in there.
What do you make of Sahir Iqbal? I know both your last fights were against the same opponents. That's a pretty good measuring stick, I suppose.
Yeah, I watched that fight last night, actually, and he only won by a point, but I think he won a bit wider than that, to be honest. I thought he done better than the judges had it down for, but yeah, I felt really comfortable in there against him. I thought I won every round against him. I think that Sahir lost maybe one round or drawn a round or something like that, but obviously that's a different opponent. He's a completely different style. Sergio Bardo's like 5'6" or something like that. Me and this Sahir, we're both like 6 foot, so I think he's a completely different fight to that.
How do you think your styles will mesh? Because as you point out, you're both tall for the weight. You're used to being in with slightly smaller guys being so tall anyway. This will be someone who can look you in the eye and maybe have similar reach as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting fight. I'm always sparring against people like my height, so my height a bit taller. So I don't think it'll be I don't think it'll be a shock for me or anything. I prefer fighting taller people. It's a bit annoying fighting the smaller people because obviously they get it's just a bit. It's not, you don't always have that advantage being a taller person as people think, but I think it'll be a wicked fight, to be honest. He looks like a decent opponent. Like, he'll be obviously my hardest opponent so far, but obviously same for him. I'll be his hardest opponent so far. I'm just looking forward to it.
What do you think gives you the edge? Which areas do you feel you're superior in?
I think I'll be punching a lot harder than him. I know my record doesn't really show it with only 2 knockouts, but both of them opponents who I have knocked out, they both came for the win and knocked them both out in the first round. So I think a lot of the people I do fight, and when they are journeymen, they come forward in the first round and they take a good shot and they'll just back off most of the way through the fight then. And I've had the journeyman telling me that after the fight, where they've felt the power in the first round and then sort of coasted it through the fight and trying to stay away from the power. So I think I got a power advantage over him. He's a nice, decent fighter, but I could see some stuff to take advantage of when I'm in the ring.
It's interesting you mentioned the power and the fact your record doesn't necessarily reflect it. I watched an interview recently that you did with Kieran Gibbons last year, I think it was, and your trainer Gary Lockett was talking about that and just saying the power's there, but you just need to learn to use it in the right situations at the right time. Is that still the case, or have you improved in that regard?
Yeah, I feel like I've improved, definitely improved with that. Just picking my shots a lot better. Not trying to throw power in every shot. Just learning when to throw the power properly. Because otherwise, people see the shots coming and they're not as effective. The shots I've dropped people with and knocked people out, it's always when I'm not expecting it. So it's just the shots you don't really necessarily mean to throw to knock someone out, and then they end up knocking them out. But
that's a good sign of natural power, isn't it? When you're not even loading up and they're going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's the best way.
What's it like training under Gary Lockett and also alongside the British champion at your weight, Chris Jenkins?
Yeah, it's wicked. Chris is mad. He's he's crazy, but wicked. He's my main sparring, so it's wicked to have him in the gym. And then Gary's obviously been there, done it. He's gone to the top in boxing, and he's just got loads of knowledge he passes on to us all, and just learn from him every day.
Gary's got this kind of unfounded reputation as being a bit sullen, a bit moody, but whenever I've spoken to him, he seems quite cheerful.
Yeah, no, he's not like that at all in the gym. He's it's always everyone's always laughing and joking about, but obviously when it comes to training, we serious then. Like we all push each other hard. But yeah, no, he's not as serious as everyone thinks.
This is for the WBC Youth belt, as I said earlier. What sort of platform would this give you if you capture that belt? Where do you go from there?
I think it puts you in the rankings, didn't it, with the WBC? But obviously that's a long way away. Anything to do with the belts like that. I don't know. It just pushed me forward in the weight division in Britain. Obviously, different opportunities. People won that belt after, like, if I win it now. So it just opened doors to bigger, better fights, and that's why I won, really. I don't want to be fighting any journeyman now. I just want good, solid opponents. I think that'll bring the best out in me. Just opened doors to better fights, bigger fights, and that's it, really. So,
is there anyone out there you see that you'd kind of like to fight with after Sahir? I mean, obviously, British title's out of reach for now because it's with your stablemate, but presumably that's a future ambition. There's guys also under the MTK banner like Michael Mackinson and people like that. Anyone you've thought about?
No, I haven't really. I'm fully concentrated on this next fight now. That's all I'm working for, really. Just pushing myself every day for this fight. Trying not to look past it, because obviously that can be a bad thing. No, but whoever's out there after this fight and they want it, I'll definitely take the fight, because as soon as I had this phone call to fight for this WBC Youth title, it was 100% yes, no matter who the opponent was. I got told the opponent. I didn't have a clue who he was, but I said yeah before I even looked at him. And then Gary was like, "Have you even looked at him yet?" But I said yeah. But I watched one fight with him, and I fancied it straight away.
How relieved are you now that you managed to get a fight in March, just before the lockdown restrictions came in? You must feel pretty fortunate in hindsight.
Yeah. I fought on the last show of the year, and now I'm fighting on one of the first shows. Yeah. So it's not really like, how long's lockdown been now? For like 15 weeks or something like that. So
yeah, 3 months, 4 months. Yeah.
So it hasn't been too bad for me, really, because that's just a break that normally people have between fights anyway. And I had the fight scheduled for the 8th of May, and I didn't stop training for that until it was like 100% off. Like I was training for it, like training hard for it until about 2 weeks before, and then I think I had like a week off training when it got cancelled, and then I was straight back to it. And I've been working with my brothers. They've been pushing me on the pads and everything like that throughout lockdown. And yeah, so I'm lucky I got a load of brothers to push me in that. So, and they're all into boxing as well. So,
you've talked about the level of sparring you've had. You're also a Welsh international as an amateur.
Yeah.
Just tell us, if you can. It's going to be a hard one, but who's the best person that you've been in the ring with?
In a fight, yeah.
No, either sparring, fighting, amateur fight, whatever you think. Whoever's the best that stood out for you.
I sparred with Lee Selby in the amateurs. So when I was getting ready for tournaments in the amateurs, he came down for sparring, because my boxing gym, my amateur gym, was in Barry, and he's obviously a Barry boy. So he used to use the gym anyway. And then whenever I had a big tournament coming up, he would come down, do some rounds with me. So he's obviously on a massive platform. And then obviously Chris Jenkins, I can't really get better sparring than that at the moment, because he's British and Commonwealth champion. There's just been loads of different fighters. Just in our gym alone, there's decent fight, like really good fighters. So picking up experience all the time from them.
What sort of size was Selby when you guys were sparring? Because he's only recently moved up to lightweight from feather.
Yeah. No, he was he was feather when I was sparring him. But I was like 16, 17. I think I did spar when I was like 18 actually as well. But I was fighting at 64 kilos then as well.
Okay, yeah.
So I was quite small myself, like. But he was just wicked experience getting in there with him. So,
could you tell how good he was going to kind of develop into?
Yeah, he was the first time I sparred with him. I think he was a British champion. I was only young, so he just took me around really. And then I sparred with him then when he was a IBF world champion then as well. So it's pretty good sparring.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, the first time we interview someone, we always do this. Just let people know how they can find you on social media.
So my Twitter is Maredudd T, and then my Instagram's Maredudd96, and then Facebook's Maredudd Thomas. I think that's all I got. Yeah.
We won't ask you to spell your first name as it will be coming up on the screen throughout the interview anyway. But I've got to admit, I was a bit surprised when I found out how you pronounced it. So
it's a proper posh name, isn't
it? Yeah, hey, if it fits, it fits.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I really appreciate your time. Best of luck on the 11th of August.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be watching.
Nice one. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Damn it, bro.